Hey, and welcome back to Slowpoke Racing and the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. This is race 2 of round 2 of our Wednesday GT3 Championship. We call it that because I can't think of anything else to call it. So if anybody... I'm sorry, I've just noticed what's on the back of Nath's car there, the livery on the back of it. It's just, first time I've noticed it, and it's just sort of completely put me off my stride, and I don't mean the quick fit cataclean bit either. So I'm sure you can all see what I'm looking at. Anyway, this is race 2. I'll try and get back on track. Come on, try and concentrate. We are round 2, race 2. This is a complete random grid for this one, so no qualifying, no reverse grid, although it does look a bit reversed. It is completely random by a number generator. We are still in Monza in Italy at the Autodromo Nazionale of Monza. 3.6 miles, 11 turns, clockwise track. Brilliant track, very quick track, just outside the city of Monza, north of Milan. And two layouts on this track, actually. You can use the chicane or not. These guys have chosen to go and put everything in there. So we've got 3 chicanes and a few corners. Race 1 saw some fantastic battling, especially towards the end. There was quite a few mishaps as well. Grasshopper came undone. Poor old Agent Smith had a bit of a spill, and Matty Older, the new guy on the grid, showed a lot of promise at the start, but he got caught out as well. So hoping for better things this time around are those guys. So let's just have a quick rundown of the grid, and then we'll get this second 25-minute race underway. Now then, tyre rules for this one. It is hards and softs have to be used. Let me just see if I can see whether it says a minimum of so many laps. It's usually around about 3 laps. I can't say, I've not wrote it down. So I would guess it's a minimum of 3 laps on each compound tyre. So let's have a look and see where we are then. So we've got Nath in pole. He's starting on the hards. Then we've got YT just behind him. He's starting on the softs. Scooby in third. He's on the softs as well. Then we've got Stealth in fourth. He's on the hards. Grasshopper, he's starting in fifth. He's on the hard tyres. No, he's on the soft tyres. Sorry, he is on the soft tyres. Method is in sixth. He's on the hard tyres. And in fact, I think everybody's on the hard tyres now. Brian Moncani in 7th. Then we've got Derg in 8th, also on the hard. Bennett is 9th on the hard tyres. Willard, our birthday boy, he is in 10th, also on the hard tyres. In fact, as I say, everybody's on the hard tyres now at the back of the grid. 11th is Neil Farmack. 12th is Unforgiven. Great battle he had as well with Neil Farmack and Wadru to get himself up onto the podium. 13th is Wadru, winner of race 1. Agent Smith in 14th, and Matty Older at the back in 15th. Not having a great deal of luck, is he, this round? Disastrous first race, but and then finds himself right at the back of the grid for race 2. But let's see what he can do, if he can get his way through the grid and up onto the podium. We shall see. Now, if I remember, there we go. I've had a mind freeze there. I don't know what button to press to actually get out of that camera thing. So we'll get this race underway then. With all 5 lights out, and away we will go. Oh, false start from Nath. Now then, he could be held back for that, and he has. Look at the start that Whitey's got. Grasshopper's gone through. Stealth has gone through. So a false start from Nath has cost him, actually. He's now down into 5th, starting pole, and he's now on 5th because of that false start. Grasshopper started where he started race 1, out in front, and trying to get away. So Grasshopper on the soft tyres, already trying to open up a gap back to Stealth. A great start from Stealth, and believe me, that Jag is not the quickest off the line, but Stealth managed to get it moving and avoid any collisions. So Stealth moves up into 2nd, so good for him. Excuse me. Scooby in 3rd on the soft tyres, so I would imagine he's going to be looking at making a move on Stealth anytime soon. That Supra should have the beans in a straight line as well, and the softer compound tyres. And yeah, Scooby already harassing him. Oh, his stealth goes very, very wide. I don't think he was pushed. I think it was just a lack of grip with the hard tyres. So Scooby moves up into second, as we thought he would. Whitey in third. Now then, has he changed his car, or is he... no, he's still in the Porsche. Well, I'm not sure. Is this the livery he should have had in race 1? It was all white, wasn't it? But maybe he's just got a couple of liveries. But there you go. Whitey's now into third, just behind Scooby. Also on the soft tyres, so 3 soft tyre runners out in front, and that's exactly where they need to be, because they need to get some distance between themselves and the guys on the harder compounds, because when they do swap over, obviously these 3 are going to have to go onto the hard tyres. Method in 4th, good start for him in the Lexus on the hard tyres as they all come across the start finish line to start lap 2, and we go down into the chicane for the first time. We've just seen Neil Farmack getting himself on the inside of Stealth as they come into that chicane, and oh, some great driving from the 2 of them there. It was too wide all the way through. Oh, is that to the back? Is it was it Matty? It was Matty having an absolute shocker this round. I do believe it's his first time out as well with us, so this is not the start he wanted. Oh, the back end of that BMW just put in a massive complaint as he goes over the curb. So poor old Matty down into 14th. Maybe this is just not his track, so we'll hopefully he's going to stay with us, and we're going to see him next week. Where are we? We're at Dragon Trail Seaside, reverse track next week, so maybe he can do a lot better there. But I am sure there is a lot more to come from Matty Older, and we are looking forward to seeing it as well. Bennett down in 15th, so he's obviously had a moment as well. A change of livery for him as well. Same car, just he's just got some different clothes on. And we're not going to mistake it's him, will we? With Bennett written all over it. So Grasshopper then, back out in front. Wow, quite a gap as well actually, but he's doing exactly what he needs to do, because those soft tyres, you're only really going to get about 7, maybe 8 laps out of them. Whereas the harder compound tyres, you're going to go a little bit deeper into the race, so Grasshopper really needs to get what he can out of them. Soft tyres really are only good for sort of the first 3, maybe 4 laps before they start losing their grip. So yeah, Grasshopper doing exactly what he needs to do. Scooby in second, also trying to get away from the rest of the pack with Whitey following him. So the only 3 guys on softer compound tyres have got themselves up into P1, 2 and 3, and they're trying desperately to get away from the rest of the pack. Method in 4th on the hard tyres. He's just leading a little group there with Neil Farmack in there. Brian Moncani as well. This is better from Brian Moncani. Didn't have a great first race, but this is a better showing from him at the minute. I know we're only on lap 3 and 4.5 minutes into the race, but Brian is a very quick driver, so it's not like him to be down there at the back of the pack where he was for most of the race actually in race 1. But this is better from Brian, seeing him up there in amongst the leaders. Wadrew, he's made his way up into 7th. Started 13th on the grid, did Wadrow. Now then, what have we got? Oh, Whitey is parked up. If I can find him, there we go. Let's have a look and see what happened to him. Let's get the old chase cam on as we come around turn 6. Oh, he's onto that AstroTurf, but managed to hold it there into turn 7, so he must have gone a little bit wide here at turn 7. There we go, on to the kitty litter, and around he went now. Didn't he do that first time round as well? I do believe he did that in race 1. So you'd have thought he'd learnt his lesson there, but poor old Whitey now down to 13th. He's going to have very dirty tyres. Matty, he's got half a second. He's just coming up to the back of YT and should get by him actually, and does. And then we've got Bennett just behind him, so these three can have a nice little battle now. As Matty, you can just see the penalty bar starting to fill up, so Matty's going to be serving his penalty. Oh, it's 1.5 seconds now. Wow, that is brutal. Not quite sure what else. It's obviously track limits. He's broken it 3 times though. Wow, that is hard. So poor old Matty down to 15th now. I was hoping he was going to have a bit of a fight with Bennett and YT. He still can. He's just going to get a little bit closer to them before he can get into that battle. Now then, Bennett is in. We are on the end of lap 3 and Bennett has decided to come in. He's had enough of those hard tyres. The rest all stay out. Grasshopper still out in front. Decent gap actually back to Scooby, and Scooby has managed to open up a bit of a gap as well back to Method. So Method, well actually, hang on a minute, we've lost one. So Grasshopper and Scooby, they were out in front with the soft tyres, and I'm just trying to think who the other soft tyre was. Was it Whitey? It was Whitey, wasn't it, actually? Yes, it was. I thought it was. It was Whitey. Oh, he had that. Yes, he had that spill, didn't he? Oh, come on, Mark, catch up. So, Grasshopper out in front then, with Scooby in second. Method now moves up into third on the hard tyres. Neil Farmack in fourth, pushing hard, and has picked up half a second penalty in the Ferrari. Although he does look like he's gaining on Method, he does look like he's getting closer and closer. So we could use that, apologies. So Neil Farmack serves his penalty. Brian Moncani, is he going to get the move done? Has the momentum carrying him through? He's onto the back of that Ferrari now. He's pulled in side by side as they're going through Parabolica, and Brian Moncani, I think he's going to get the job done. Neil Farmer will have to go the long way round if he wants it. But no, the Porsche of Brian carries him through. But now it is Ferrari against Porsche. Neil Farmer getting right underneath the rear wing of Brian Moncani to pick up as good a tow as he can. Brian Moncani's got the inside line coming up in towards turn 1. Who's going to get there first? It's going to be Brian. So Neil Farmer may have to back out, but Neil Farmer doesn't back out of anything. And you can see there, he practically forced his way through, but Brian just stuck to his line and has still managed to keep his nose in front. But Neil Farmack still pushing side by side. It's going to be Brian on the inside as they get towards turn 4 and the second of the chicanes. Still side by side, Porsche versus Ferrari, a bit of touchy-feely as they slam on the brakes. Brian just a little bit later on, again another bit of a door bashing. What fantastic racing between these two. And all the while Wadru, he's just creeping up to the back of them, but he cannot find a way through. He's got a rolling roadblock in front of him as Brian Moncani finally concedes and drops in behind Neil Farmack. What fantastic racing between Neil Farmack and Brian Moncani. That could have ended in disaster, but now Wadru is getting involved as well as he tries to pull alongside Brian Moncani. What are the cameramen doing? Brian Moncani, is he in the proper battle, isn't he? First of all with Neil Farmer, and now Wadru, as Wadru manages to get the job done before they get to Ferranti Ascari. So Brian now losing 2 places and drops down into 6th. But what fantastic racing between these guys. But Brian has not given up yet as Wadru pulls up to the back of Neil Farmack, using the tow down towards turn 11. Wadru gets himself on the inside, but Neil Farmack hanging it all the way around the outside, keeping that power down. He doesn't want to give in to Wadru, does he? As Wadru, oh, has Neil come into the pits? Yes, I think he has. So Neil has come into the pits. So he's going now onto the soft tyres. Wadru stays out and Currency takes up third. Brian Moncani, though, he managed to get a tow from Wadru and has got himself onto the inside as they go into the chicane. Oh, has he got it done? Yes, he has. Great move from Brian Moncani there, and we can just see Smith and Dirk having their own private little battle as they go into the chicane as well. So it seems like little pockets now of fights that's taking place. So Dirk currently sitting in 6th, just behind Agent Smith. So it is again 2 Supras battling it out for position on track. So let's just have a look and see what's happening tyre wise. Grasshopper still out on those soft tyres that he started on. Then we've got Scooby, he's also on the same soft tyres that he started the race. Brian Moncani, he's on a set of hards, he's not come in yet. And Brian Moncani started 7th and he's now up into 3rd. So having a good race is Brian. A fantastic couple of battles there as well he's had with Neil Farmack and Wadru. He's managed to get in front of Wadru and get himself a car length between them as he comes into Varanti Ascari, the 3rd of the chicanes for the 6th time. Wadru in 4th. He is just going to follow Brian Moncani down towards turn 11. We'll just stick with these as they get to turn 11 just to see if Wadru's going to make a move. I don't think he's close enough, is he? Agent Smith in 5th. He just seemed to be catching up with the 2 guys in front of him. With Derg chasing him down, bit of a gap opening up between the 2 of those, so Derg really needs to get his foot down as the pair of them come into the pits then. So a lot of guys decided to pit in at lap 5 and 6. Whitey goes through, he is on the soft tyres that he started on, so he wants to take them as far as he can. Try and get back into this race now then. Why have we got yellow flag? Willard and Nath, I'm not sure if they had to come in together as they got to the chicane, but Nath certainly slowed down, didn't he? Unforgiven in 8th. Not really seen much of Unforgiven. Did start in 12th, so he's made a few places up. And he is on the hard tyres, so he's going to be looking forward to the softs. But when do they come in? As I say, the softs, you're only looking about 7 or 8 laps, I think, with the softer tyres. So with it being timed rather than a lap count, it's a bit more difficult to work out actually as to when to make your stop. Stealth in the F-Type in 9th. Then we've got Method in the Lexus in 10th. These all these guys a bit spaced out really. No battles to be had. Neil Farmack is out now on the soft tyres. Excuse me. So Neil in the Ferrari then, he'll be looking to try and make up some ground early doors with these tyres, get the best out of them while they are at their optimum. They'll probably do a lap and a half, get some temperature into them. I'm currently sitting in 11th. Knowing that quite a few guys in front of him have still yet to pit. Then we've got Bennett in 12th. Smith carrying a penalty in 13th. I think he was looking at maybe making a move on Bennett, but that half a second is going to drop him off the back of Bennett just a little bit further. So Smith has got to push that a little bit harder, though he is out on fresh soft tyres. Same as Dirk, so Smith and Dirk came in practically one straight behind the other, and that's exactly how they've come back out onto the grid. So Stealth and Willard into the pits, we can see on the left hand side. So a tyre change for those 2 guys as Willard comes out on a fresh set of soft tyres. Then Stealth, he'll be coming out soon as well once they get some fuel in. Stealth decided to fill it up completely and back out in 15th there. So fastest lap at the minute is Matty Older. Let's have a look where he is on track. There he is, he's 14th, he's on the softs and he's actually picked up the fastest lap of 1:49.8, so the pace is there from Matty. He just needs to string a few laps together. Penalty free, mistake free, and I think there's more to come from this guy. I think he's one to keep an eye on actually. He's trying to fool us. I'm trying to think what the word is, but he's definitely trying to fool us all, luring us into a false sense of security, we think, oh yeah, he's not going to do any good, and I think he's definitely one to watch. He's definitely going to be challenging people up at the pointy end, so we shall keep an eye on him. So into the pits comes the leaders then. Scooby's in, Grasshopper's in, Brian Moncani and Wadro all in. So the guys who were running soft tyres, Scooby and Grasshopper, both having to go onto the softs, onto the hards now, while Wadro, Brian Moncani and Unforgiven all go onto the soft tyres. So quite a flurry of what's happening in the pits, although they don't look very busy, do they? Oh, they're waiting for Nathan. So back up to the top then, after the chaos in the pit lane then, Grasshopper comes out back in front to carry on leading this race, although he is on the hard tyres. Method in second on the softs, he's going to be chasing Grasshopper down. Then we've got Scooby, he's also on the hard tyres with Neil Formack in that Ferrari on the soft, so I don't think it's going to be long before Neil Formack is pushing for that third step on the podium. But we'll just stick with Neil. Let's go on board with Neil, have we? We haven't had any on-board action this race as Neil comes through the second of the chicanes into turn 6, and he's already into the boot of Scooby's Supra and decides to make his move before they get to turn 7. No, just backs out, decides against that one and thinks he can do it later on, and he certainly can. He's got the speed, you can see. Little bumper kiss there with Scooby, so Neil just backs out. Calm down, deep breaths, and I think what he's probably going to do now is get through this chicane, get through Verante Ascari, and then on to the straight down towards Parabolica, and that's where he's going to make his move. He's already inside Scooby's car. He pulls out, and now it is just a straight drag race down. Tyres not really coming into play at the minute, and you can see the Supra's got a lot more pace than that Ferrari. But this is where it will count in the turns. Neil Formack on the soft compound tyres, Scooby on the hards. Although he is giving Neil Formack a proper run for his money, isn't he? That Supra is quick in a straight line. And you can see he's definitely got the beans, so the Supra's certainly got a couple more horses in there. Neil Formack is going to have to get the move done in the turns. He's having a bit of a look at the chicane, isn't he? But oh no, it's gone all completely wrong for Neil as he goes out onto the kitty litter. That's allowed Scooby to pull away from him. He's got dirty tyres as well. Now Bennett is all over him as well in another Supra. So that Ferrari really struggling against the Supras. You'd have thought Neil Formack on soft tyres in a Ferrari was always going to be an easy bet, but it does look like he's struggling for pace against the Toyotas. And then we've got another one, so Agent Smith has joined in. Oh, as Brian Moncani decides to rearrange that chicane. let's just go back and see what happened to Brian. Maybe he just didn't like where the marshals had put them bollards. He's just currently sitting just behind Derg. You can just see Agent Smith there up ahead there in 6 as they come into this last turn, and let's have a look what's happened there. And I think Brian, to be fair, just tried to take evasive action before running into the back of Derg, so that was unlucky for Brian, but straight across that chicane. Got a 1 second penalty, so that's not done him any favours at all. Let's have a look, see what's happening just ahead though in well, the battle for, is it 6? 5th? 6? It's the battle for 6. Bennett currently holding on to it in the first of the Supras. Then we've got Derg in the Popo car. Brian Moncani in the Porsche. 9th is Wadru in the AMG. 10th is Unforgiven. Willard 11th. Nath is 12th. Stealth is 13th. Matty Older 14th. And YT in 15th. Back up to the pointy end then, and Grasshopper still out in front on the hard tyres in the Corvette as we just crossed the 19-minute mark and across the start finish line as well to start lap 11. Method is in second. What a great race he's having in the Lexus. It's a great looking car as well, isn't it? Let's have a proper look at this. NOS energy drink. Loving the colours on that car as well. Yeah, great livery on that one from Method Junior, our American racer. Currently holding on to P2, having a great race as well. He's gone on the soft tyres, half a tank of fuel, so plenty of fuel to get him to the end of the race. Just got to keep hold of those tyres. Slamming them across the curb isn't going to do him the world of good, but he should be okay. Neil Farmack then in third after his coming off at turn 1. He's got Smith chasing him in the first of this group of Supras, and we've seen how quick they are now. There's Scooby, so Scooby must have had a moment, because he was ahead of Neil Farmack at one point, and you can see Neil Farmack in third. He's got a bit of a gap back to Smith, although it does look like Smith is catching. So Smith on the soft tyres, and then the Supra. We've seen already that the Supra is quicker in a straight line than that Ferrari, even with the soft compound tyres on that Neil's got. It does look like he's struggling in a straight line. So Smith in fourth, looking to get up onto the podium. Can he do it? We've got about 4 minutes to go, just under 4 minutes. So we're looking at what, at least another 2 laps, this lap and another one. As Smith takes the fastest lap so far then, a 1:49.6. Scooby sitting in fifth. Wadru, wow, look at this, 4-car wide into the chicane, and someone got to give up there as Dirk tries to go through. Bennett's gone through. Wadru is in there. Well, let's go back and have a look at that again. I want to see that all the way from the back. Look at this. We'll go on board with Brian Moncani, shall we? So now it is 4 wide into the chicane. What a great shot that is. As Brian Moncani and Dirk, neither of them prepared to give this this corner up, and Brian Moncani just gets through. Dirk slots in behind him. Wow. I wonder what was going through their heads as they approached that turn 4 wide. It was clear that Brian Moncani and Dirk, neither of them were going to give that corner up. So the other two did. I think it was Bennett and Wadru, wasn't it? Just backed out. So Dirk in 7th at the minute, Brian Moncani in 6th. Coming under attack from Scooby. So Scooby on the, I think Scooby's on the hard tyres. Yes, he is. So Scooby on the hard tyres, making a great move on Brian Moncani on the softs. And they are quite decent softs as well. It's not like they're worn down. So brilliant racing from Scooby. Really has got to grips with this Supra. And it is showing some amazing pace around Monza. As they come down towards Barranti Ascari then for the 12th time. Brian Moncani is trying to make a move on Scooby as they go through Ascari. Dirk sitting there in the background as well. So now it is the 2 Supras ganging up on the Porsche. At the minute it is Brian Moncani out in front in 5th position. But look at the group of cars behind him. Bennett's in there, Wadru's in there, Dirk is in there as well. And Brian Moncani is desperately trying to get away from them all in that Porsche. Just look at the gang of cars chasing him down. Now we're onto the straight. Who should we go on board with? I don't know who to go on board with. Let's go on board with Scooby, shall we? He's right in the thick of it. Wadru just behind him. He's pulled alongside Dirk as we head down towards the chicane. Now then, who's going to give in here? I don't think Dirk is. So Scooby just backs out a little bit. Now then, a quick look behind us as Wadru really gets back up onto the arse end of Scooby's car in that Mercedes. So it is Brian Moncani in 5th, Dirk in 6th, Scooby 7th, Wadru is in 8th. Then we've got Unforgiven, he's lurking around in the background as well, sitting there in 9th. Not that far off of this this little pack. In fact, he's on them now. He is right on them. So Unforgiven in 9th. Then we've got Bennett in 10th. And Willard the birthday boy. Oh, he's got half a second penalty in 11th, but what a fantastic race we're having here in mid-pack. We have had a change of lead, and I'm sorry we missed that, but we're trying to concentrate on what's going on here. We are into the last minute, so we are going to go back up and have a look at our race leader, and it is Method. Method has got past Grasshopper. Method on the soft tyres, Grasshopper on the hards in the Corvette as they come down towards Parabolica 4. Well, it won't be the last time for these guys. They will get one more lap at least. So Method has just got to hold on to take his first win. So could the American driver keep ahead of Grasshopper as they cross the line to start lap 14? Smith, now let's have a look at the clock. I'm just about 5 seconds. Smith is going to get another lap in, so is Neil Farmack. Ryan Moncani leading this little group. I think he's going to be the first to finish, actually. So Ryan Moncani across the line. No, he's not. So I'm getting it wrong. Let's just go back. Sorry, I thought the finish line was a bit further down, but it's not. So Unforgiven is going to cross the line first in 8th. So well done to him. Scooby in 9th. Put up a good fight, didn't he, did Scooby? Willard, he gets 10th. Then Bennett across the line in 11th. Or is he? Oh, he's run out of fuel. Bennett has run out of fuel. So, he just crosses the line ahead of Nath. Stealth, he will finish in 13th. Mattiolda gets 14th. And YT will get 15th. Now we're going to go back up to the top as Method just needs to hold on for the final few turns into turn 6. Still leading Grasshopper into turn 7. Just keep your cool, Method. Stay on the grey stuff. You've got the grip. Grasshopper, though, he's going to use everything he's got to get by and take the win. But at the minute, Method has just got a bit of defending to do for the final few turns as we go through Varantia Ascari for the final time. And Grasshopper is right in there in the slipstream. Now then, this is going to be a great finish. Can Grasshopper get close enough to actually make a move? He is on the harder compound tyre, remember, and I think Method has just about done enough to win this race. Around the final turn, yeah, Grasshopper is just, he cannot get close enough. A fantastic race from Method, and you can see he's really pleased with that. Well done to him. Grasshopper across the line in 2nd. Agent Smith gets a brilliant 3rd podium. Wow, Neil Farmack comes in 4th. Brian Moncani, brilliant racing from him to take 5th. Durgin 6th. Wadru 7th. Unforgiven, as we've seen, 8th. Scooby 9th. Wow, what a brilliant finish to the second race of round 2 at Monza. I'm getting a sore throat now, so I need to have a drink. Let's have a look. Where are we? I mentioned it earlier. We're at Dragon Trail Seaside next week on the reverse circuit. Absolutely love that track. So really looking forward to that one. Thank you very much for watching. I shall catch you all soon.